It's not often a team gets 2 opening days, but that's what happened for the Toledo Mud Hens this week. On Wednesday, they hosted the Detroit Tigers in a game that benefited charity. And on Friday, the International League season began with Indianapolis in town. Tonight, Mud Hens broadcaster and PR man extraordinaire Jason Griffin is in the house, and we're talking baseball. Jason, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's been a busy week for you. Let's go back to Wednesday. First of all, how in the world did you guys get the Tigers to come here and play?
Well, it's been a while. Last time the Tigers came to Toledo was 2000 out at Ned Skelton Stadium. It was actually in June of that year, the middle of the season. And, I think back then, that was my first year with the team. And I think back then, you had Dean Palmer and Juan Gonzalez and Bobby Higginson, and but the bottom line is, I think the why they came this year, and we've been working on it for a little while, is that all the money's going to charity. And I think that was, as Dan Lunetta pointed out recently, Dan's the director of minor league operations for the Tigers, that was the deal maker, that why they wanted to do it this year. We've got a very good relationship with the Tigers and have had a nice relationship since 1987 when we've been affiliated with them since that year. But the fact that all the money is going to be split, the proceeds, 50% going to the Tigers Charitable Foundation, 50% to the Helping Hens, which is our charitable foundation, that's a win-win for both communities, and I think that was the deal maker.
Let's talk about opening day, another big success. What kind of preparation goes into opening day? Because, I mean, you're running around all week just wild trying to coordinate everything from TV to radio to fans to making sure everything goes smooth behind the scenes. Do you start literally the day the season ends last year prepping for opening day?
In a sense, yes. There are a lot of things that in September we are thinking about next year. And when I say that, we're thinking about, while it's fresh in our minds, okay, what worked? What didn't work? What could we do better next year? What promotions worked? What food worked? What things maybe didn't work so well that we need to improve on? So yes, there is a lot of planning that goes into it. It's kind of like planning a wedding every year, really, if you boil it down. But the best part is we've got a ton of people over there and a lot of helpers. When you look at the ushers and the ticket takers and all the people that work in the food and beverage and, of course, the front office, so many people to put it together. There's, a lot of help there, and I think that that's what makes it a little bit easier, is that there are a lot of people that want to be a part of it and help.
When you look at baseball in Toledo, what Joe Napoli and what you guys have done, just the transition, you talked about in 2000, they were still out at the old rec center, and now, I call it brand new Fifth Third Field down the street, but it's really not brand new anymore.
I'm 11 years now at Fifth Third Field, and you look at it, and there have been improvements over the years, and certainly upkeep every year. Now the press area behind home plate has been totally renovated this year, and you've got an opportunity for fans to watch from that area, which we're calling the bird cage, from behind home plate, which is really neat. So, it is 11 years old, but it's really not showing its age at all, in my opinion.
The thing about minor league baseball, and Joe Napoli gets it, you guys get it, that with all the players coming up and down, it's neat that the team wins, and the team has had a track record of winning, especially in the early 2000s and the Governor's Cups and all that. But you want to make it fan-friendly. You want to make it a place, a destination place in the weekends or during the week. Come on out and see the Mud Hens play.
We're very fortunate that we have a great fan base and people that, are Tigers fans that like to see the prospects coming up. But you're right. You can't really market around the team because the team is going to be in such a state of flux that you really can't do that. So what we focus on instead is all that other stuff, and we could do another entire show on all the different, you mentioned the school days, the scouts, the youth little league teams that come out and line up before the game, the baseball camps and clinics. I mean, you can go on and on about all these different, people that we're trying to reach and want them to come in and enjoy it and come back, and not to come back for our prospect second baseman that maybe is hitting 320 with 15 home runs, but coming back for the mascots or the food or the fireworks or whatever brought them there that they enjoyed. We want them to come back for that. So yeah, there's so many different reasons why people come to the ballpark, and affordability is right at the top.
I always like when the Sky Dogs come in. What kind of promotions you have this year that you're looking forward to that maybe are different, that you can kind of give the fans tonight and the viewers tonight a little taste of what's coming up?
Well, we do have a lot, and I recommend people go to our website to check out the entire list, because we could almost do another show on that.
Mudhens.com.
Yes, mudhens.com, and Facebook, of course, is a great way to keep track of what's going on. We've got the famous chicken coming
Ooh,
to town
okay.
this year in August, which will be very neat.
That's cool.
Never been to Fifth Third Field. Used to come out to Skeldon. We've got a Casey Stengel bobblehead doll. For those that don't know, Casey played for the Mud Hens in 1927. He was a player-manager. It's the 85th anniversary of that team that actually won what they called the Junior World Series that year in 1927.
What do you like best about baseball season? I mean, you call the games, you do a great job on the radio and TV calling the games, but what do you like best about being the Toledo Mud Hens broadcaster and just being around baseball?
I think just the atmosphere in general, the smell of peanuts, the green grass, it never gets old. You know, those kind of things never get old to me. Looking out and seeing the green grass, seeing how pristine the infield dirt is, and it looks like every single speck of dirt is in place. And like I said, the smell and just the sounds of the fans walking by in front of the press box and looking at the smiles on their faces. I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy and a little bit cliche, but that's what I like. It's just everything.
A great product every year, a great product on the field, and a great product behind the scenes off the field. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thank you very much, Joe.